All right, what's up, everybody? It's Alex over at Boost Controlled Performance and BCP Tuning. I wanted to address something that I see so frequently posted on Facebook that I thought it was worth making a video over. It's $1 million question. I see it probably at least 5 times a week across these message boards, and I see a lot of misinformation on it. And that bothers me because as someone who's passionate about their craft, as someone who really looks at it like science, so I look at things objectively rather than subjectively. So subjective meaning opinion, objective meaning fact. I see so much subjectivity about this topic, and I see so many people just kind of spewing false information about it. So I'm going to give you what I believe, which is still technically my opinion, what I believe to be the case with OTS maps versus Protunes. Let's get into it. So what is an OTS map? OTS stands for off the shelf. And it's kind of a one-size-fits-all tune, but I don't want that to discourage you from what they're capable of doing. So an example of an OTS map from COBB might be the Stage 1 SF OTS map. So 2015 STI, you have their SF intake, and that's it. That's what that OTS map is designed for. If you have other parts, you don't want to run it. But the idea of the OTS map is they can include a map with the access port that you can run safely while you're operating your car. So let's ask ourselves now, what is a ProTune? A ProTune is a term that was kind of coined by COBB Protuners. It's kind of like how people call tissue Kleenex because they're familiar with the brand name. I see the term ProTune thrown around a lot, and it's really a COBB originated phrase there. But what it means is that you're getting a custom tune for your car, for your mods from a COBB Protuner, someone like myself. So this is going to be a fully custom map, and it's going to be set up exactly for your mods, and there's going to be some data logging, some back and forth, and it's going to allow you to make sure that everything is correct on your car. So the thing that I see a lot of misinformation being spread about is whether or not an OTS tune is safe or not. And I would say probably something like 80% of people want to suggest that an OTS tune is not safe to run. I see terms like junk, trash, unsafe, if you want to blow your motor up. I think that kind of comes from a place of ignorance. Let's think about why somebody would want a ProTune over an OTS map. ProTunes typically make more power, right? And people say they're safer, but they typically make more power. The reason why we can make more power than an OTS map is because an OTS map is conservative, okay? I want you to understand that. OTS, one-size-fits-all type maps are going to err on the side of caution. There's nothing wrong with running an OTS map if you have those specific mods in your car and you're matching it for the fuel type you're running. So they're leaving the ignition timing lower than I would as a ProTuner. They're usually running it a little bit on the richer side than I would as a ProTuner. They're usually running a little bit less boost than I would as a ProTuner. And they do that because they know it's an unsupervised tune. They know that somebody isn't going to be sifting through the data. So remember, I am a tune salesperson. I could easily sit here and tell you, don't run OTS maps, they're junk. You need to come to me and spend $500, $600, $700 and get your car tuned. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying if your car is mechanically sound, there's nothing wrong with an OTS map. If your car is running unsafely on an OTS map that is correctly flashed for your mods, it's because there's something wrong with it. And to get a ProTuner involved means that I'm either A, going to have to tune around it, or I'm going to tell you that you have to fix something. So for those reasons, 9 out of 10 times, I'm not worried about running an OTS map. Every once in a while, we might come across a case where maybe we have a really high mileage car. Maybe it has a lot of carbon buildup on it. Maybe we just want to run this car a little bit safer. Maybe that's the case where you might not want to run OTS map. But I would say 8, 9 out of 10 times, you've got a newer STI, it's stock, or it just has an intake, and you want to run an OTS map. Maybe you have a 22 and up WRX, and you just want to flash it with an OTS map. It's okay. You're not going to blow your car up. If you are worried about anything going wrong with your car at all, especially a turbo Subaru, no offense to Subaru, leave it stock, okay? Subaru warranty claims are not uncommon. This is a kind of mass-produced, high-performance type engine. They are more reliable than people make them out to be, but they require maintenance. They require checking the oil, things like that, running the correct type of fuel, not abusing them, letting them warm up, things like this. You can make them last, but if you are that worried about it, I would just leave it stock. When people come to me and they start talking about warranties and stuff, I usually say, just leave it stock, man, if you're that worried about it. We want to work with people who understand that they're taking a little bit of a risk. Now, what are some situations where you might want a ProTune? Well, obviously, if you cannot find an OTS map for your mods. In terms of COBB OTS maps, most of the OTS maps have been slimmed down to just intake. In some packages, intake intercooler. When would you want a ProTune if you step outside of those modifications? So maybe you're adding a downpipe or a J-pipe. Maybe you are changing your injectors, you're adding flex fuel, things like that. That's when you want to come to us. Or maybe you have a completely stock car and you do want to make a little bit more power than the OTS map. You can come to us. We can ProTune your car if it's stock. Do I sell OTS maps? Yes, I do. And the reason for that is I'm taking the same angle that COBB would. I have my own version of a one-size-fits-all, and it's limited to cars that are just stock or have intakes, and they work really great for some people. That's actually my highest selling tune product, and I can't tell you how many people give me positive feedback about it. There's a lot of little things that we can do with an OTS map. It's not all about making tons of power. It might be changing the driving experience, the feel of the throttle, things like rev limiters. So the OTS maps, in my opinion, are safe if it's from COBB or if it's from a reputable tuner. If you're the type of person that has any doubts, just order the ProTune. When somebody orders one of my OTS maps, they get one revision. So I actually include a revision. So when you buy an OTS map from me, you're getting more than just a flash and go. You're getting the opportunity to review the data log with me. I'll tell you if everything looks good. I'll tell you if anything needs to be tweaked. So my OTS maps are pretty much a one flash or one revision ProTune. If you order a full ProTune from me, we'll go back and forth. I've got a 30-day window. You got some questions? Let's talk about it. You want to send me some more data logs? Let's look at them. Let's make some adjustments. So that's kind of the difference on my end between OTS and ProTune. To conclude this video, I felt that it was important to just get out here and say, stop telling everybody that an OTS map is going to blow your car up. It's kind of exhausting because the idea behind an OTS map is a detuned map. It's something that gives you more power, but it's detuned. So it's not as aggressive as a ProTune. So it's like, what's worse? An OTS map from a reputable tuner or a ProTune from a not so reputable ProTuner? I think I'm going to take the OTS map. Now, speaking of reputable ProTuners, I just wanted to remind everybody we've celebrated 10 years of business in this last year. So we're going on 11 here. Been a COBB Protuner for 10 years and really all of their suites that they offer. So I'm happy to support our community. Happy to get you guys proper tuning. I'm happy to get you guys safe, effective, powerful tuning. And just know that if you order a tune from me, I'm taking an approach that is very objective. I don't beat around the bush. I'm not a big marketing hype guy. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm just going to be straight up with you like I am right now. That's just how I am as a person. And that's how I feel best about my profession, is when I behave that way and when I treat my clients that way. So if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do have some contact info in the description. And just one more thing, Boost Controlled Performance is my shop. BCP Tuning is my separate tuning company. So Boost Controlled Performance is kind of a separate entity, and it is where a lot of my experiences came from, but BCP Tuning is a completely separate entity. So if anybody is a shop owner that's listening to this and they're interested in having commercial tuning services that don't have an in-house tuner, so feel free to reach out to me about that. It's not like a competition thing or a bias thing. If I'm tuning a car for you, I'm absolutely going to do my best job possible. sometimes almost even better than my own car or something, because I just want to make sure that everything is right for my clients, because I always put my clients first. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hopefully that clears some things up. Have a great day. Thanks.